Alright, so there was a gameplay drop yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. And this will be the one time I don't have the trailer in because it's 6 minutes long. And I don't feel like dropping 6 minute trailer into the video. I mean, I did the shortened version trailers for the first two, the Twitter versions, which were slightly shorter for those. I didn't do it here because there was no slightly shortened Twitter version. So, at least that I could find. So this is what we're going to roll with. Is no trailer this time. If you were looking for that. But, I am here to kind of cover the notes that were left and I made while watching and kind of talk over it. First thing is the new Cup celebration. Now, this has been overhauled. And it was something that I was going to make a video on things I wanted to see coming into this year that I just was too late to the party to, and if I had done it a week before, I would have gotten it done right before the trailer, the first trailer. I didn't hit. If I wasn't as late as I was, I would have gotten it out. And one of the things I talked about, and I'm going to say this about a couple things, one of them was a new Cup celebration, being able to kind of have some sort of choice over the order you're having the guys go in. And that's exactly what they talked about, they put in, is you're going to have an order that obviously your captain's going to start off with the cup. And then you choose who it gets handed to. So let's say, let me give an example from my NHL 21 franchise. Now, my first year, I had pulled up, I had pulled up a kid for an injury, young draft pick. He was doing really good. And there was a couple things that had happened during the season and a couple storylines running that I was like, all right, if they would be cool to have it go in this order. Captain to assistant captain. An assistant captain who it was actually, who was my assistant captain? So my captain was Jonathan Taves. My assistant captain, I think, one had come into the season, put up big numbers. It was Barclay Goodrow. Comes in, puts up great numbers, leads the team in points. They pointed out that there's going to be, when you pick the certain player in order, they're going to talk about the player. Like, they brought up an assistant captain who led the team in points, which actually had happened in my franchise one year. That if that team had won the cup, you probably would have seen it go to him. And then the other assistant captain, who was the veteran leader on the team, he didn't always put up the points, but he was there for more. He made the line better. He was the reason the line was a +2 or +3 chem usually. And then let's say pass it off to the young rookie defenseman who had to step up in an injury, come up from the AHL and lit it up in the playoffs. And then you have it passed off to the goaltender who played a great season, was locked down, and all in all was part of the reason. And then let's say it jumps to another veteran who's never had a cup, and they'll talk about those things. And the commentators will actually point out, like, basically, this is a veteran who's never won the cup, is what they brought up. And it's like, that's great. I want to hear that, because it gives more, not only does it kind of immerse you more, it's great to hear and it's cool to build storylines off of. Because let's say you have a veteran that comes in and he plays his heart out all year, and you end up making him an assistant captain, and he has a great year and gets snubbed for an award or something, and it's like, oh, you get a ring though, and you get to get talked about this is the veteran that can never just get it done, and then he got it done. That's going to be cool to hear. And then they also are going to have a moment post-season where you'll see names in the cup, the new names in the cup if you win. I looked at that and just said, I never even thought about that. That is a great addition. I want to see that. That would be really cool. I want to see it in action. I want to see, let's say I take the Rangers, take them all the way this year. I want to see those guys on that cup. And then they brought up hatties. Hats will now be thrown for hat tricks. And now you have 6 different options for teams. You have roses, fish, rats, aliens, teddy bears, and just regular hats. 6 options. That's a good start. In my next year video, or in my ways to make it better next year video, or improvements I'd like to see, whatever I title it, and one of those first things is going to be just add more for the hat tricks. Add more little things, like let's say, like hawks or something like that, or birds. There's so many ways you can go with this and add a lot more to it in terms of what can get thrown on the ice. This just seems very like this is the start of something that could grow. And then they said they overhauled crowd audio. And like boos for if a home team gets a penalty. And then they mentioned that if it seems to become more and more one-sided, then those fans will get louder and louder and louder, and that's what will happen in buildings. And chants, I heard chants in the thing. It's like, okay, it depends on what's in there, and I want to hear, does it make it feel like a real home game when you're home? They also brought up sellies for comebacks. When you come back, there's going to be a different celebration now, and it's supposed to show how hyped up the team would be if you come back in those games. A big criticism coming into this game was going to be, what do you do to expand the celebrations? Because I'm tired of seeing the same 2 ones after a game. This is a start, but I still want to see a lot more in terms of different celebrations. I don't want to see the same 3 things every time. And then they added new on-ice projections, even for teams that won't necessarily have it. They also mentioned it'll be in ECHL or EASHL. EASHL is what I meant. All right, that's great. I want to see it. I want to see how it works, because I don't want it to be laggy like some things have been in the past. And not only that, light sticks can be waved inside light projection show. And with an ESHL team or creative team, you're going to be able to customize what color. So, like, let's say I played with a team this year that was kind of a dark blue, purple mix, and orange. To kind of be like a Utica University. We could make those glow sticks that coloring of like dark blue, dark purple, kind of. Or you can make it that nice middle range orange, and it would look cool. They added more graphics for face-offs. They added, the one they showed was kind of like a 10-person graph, and it was more of like, it looked like it was actually on the ice almost. It was a nice projection. And they mentioned some for hits, points, scores, assists, etc. And I think they mentioned one more. And it's like, that's great. I hope you can do it with other stuff. I hope you can do it with other stats, because I do want to see that. One knock I will say is I've wanted some more stats in there, some more advanced stats, stuff like that. Kind of get a little, for all stat heads to get slightly more in depth and look at those things and have those things show up on leaderboard, on those boards. That is one thing I will say I do want to see if they want to expand on this, because I don't think they're going to add some more stats to show. They also added mirrored visors, which has already been kind of shown beforehand. That's great. I'm excited. I like mirrored visors. They look hilarious, and they show sometimes what a bender is, because he'll have the mirrored visor and he'll try to be decked out, and it's funny. And they have the colored skates and the colored laces and the colored, and everything matches the same random color. It's just more customization. Great. I'm glad. They added, I guess they tried to alter gear slightly, and what I mean by alter is make it look a little more realistic to itself, and that's great. And more faces, which that kind of ties into the customization aspect. That is great. That is good. I want to see more of that stuff, but the only thing there is, I'm hoping they added more celebrations, because that's one thing I think, even if you just had a couple signature celebrations, I'm fine with that. I just want a little bit more, because some of the ones we have in there aren't really that great. Oh, somebody's doing one-handed push-ups. Yay. Like, well, that one is not even that bad. There's just some of them that I look at the celebrations and I go, who uses this? I don't think I've seen anybody use this. And then they had ice resolution upgrades and ice displacement. Great. One of my things, if I had uploaded the video on, if I gotten the video done on things that would be cool to see, would have been something like I want to see the wear and tear to the ice. I want to see it get beat down. I don't want to see the same ice that doesn't really look like anyone's played on it in the middle of a period. I want to see, and they said there's going to be, skates are going to kick up ice and it's going to collect around the boards or it's going to collect in the crease near the goalies. Great. That just makes it more immersive. Like, I don't know how many times I've been to a hockey game, even if it's just watching beer league, and I'll sit there going, yeah, it's gonna bother me with how much ice is in the crease and the goalie hasn't cleared it out, like as a joke, and like ice will really collect. Some of the ice I've seen collect around some creases is a lot, and I'm like, there's enough ice to do that. Like it'll be cool to see, and I think it. I want to see how they do it at first off launch. Is it going to be a lot of displacement, a little displacement, or is it going to be? Are they going to find the right middle ground of it? Who knows? That's just another thing of the ice gets beaten up like it would. Great. That's what I want to see. If I knock a guy down, I want to see him get up now with ice on him. That would be cool. Something. Let's say that's something they add like next year or mid-year this year. That'd be cool. You knock a guy down in a like there's a let's say there's a lot of kicked up ice and on some boards. You knock a guy down into it. I want to see him get up and have that ice on him, all that displaced ice on him, and him skate and it like come off normally, or him brush it off on a dead puck or something. That would be cool. But now with that, that's all that you could really pick from it of what they really talked about. There's probably going to be a little bit more. Obviously, the big criticism for everyone's going to be, oh, you have the same commentators. That does suck. I'm tired of the same people. I get it. But let's hope there's more to it than just what they talked about. Let's hope there's more, even if it's a couple more logos, generic logos that we can use and stuff like that, because it would just make it better. I mean, there's some generic logos that I'm like, I'm never going to use that, and other ones I'm like, why can't they be more like this? Like, I made a team, the Adirondack, what did I call them? I don't know, but I used the skull that looks kind of like a the red deer skull, I want to say. Whatever they're called. And I was like, this is cool. I like how it looks, but I think you can do something even cooler to kind of portray this. Or a better looking eagle, or a better looking moose, or anything. I mean, there's so many options you can go with those generic logos that they just haven't done that I think you can do. I don't think it'd be that hard. It's just about having the stuff to do it. I mean, you get the right person to build your logos, and they can spit out a few really good ones. I know people that you can probably ask, what logos would you want? And they can give you a couple just off the top of their head. Like, I don't know. But it'll be interesting. I mean, watching this whole thing, it was cool to watch. This does kind of get me excited for the new NHL. I mean, we still got, what is it, 2 more? No. I think it's 1 more trailer this month. I haven't looked at... This tells you I haven't looked at the release thing yet, the schedule. I think there's 1 more trailer this month, and then, what is it, beta and release in October, or trailer, beta, and release in October? I don't know. That I haven't figured out. That or it was beta is this month, another trailer next month, and then release. Something of that nature. But, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm kind of excited. I can't wait for what it really looks like. I want to see the full game before I can necessarily say anything. Oh, one trailer is going to at least talk about game modes. That's going to be what I'm keeping an eye out for next. But anyways, well, I'll be back soon, within the next day, with some more content at some point.